Well, the Class C section title in Section 6 has gone final, and Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton come away and knock off the unbeaten Southwestern Frewsburg Trojans. My name is Jacob Flack. Alongside me is Francis Beck for our G&G Fitness post-game show. And Francis, I'm a little bit surprised here. This is a team, Southwestern Frewsburg was averaging 44 points a game. In the first meeting against Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton, Southwestern Frewsburg beat them at their place 45-0. And in the section title game, Chautauqua Lake returns the favor and shuts them out to win a section title.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Southwestern stats here. 58 total yards in this game. 58. That just shows you how good the Chautauqua Lake team was. Obviously, they get the shutout, and, you know, Braden Fuller was out. Don't want to say it's all on that, but it looked like this offense kind of struggled without him, whether it was physically just how good he is or just mentally that your teammates out. You know, that affects you mentally. But the Chautauqua Lake defense keen to play today. And Southwestern, even when they got some momentum, especially in that first after that punt return, their offense couldn't do anything.
No, they definitely couldn't. And give credit to this Chautauqua Lake defense. They came up big, and a good amount of them have come from their sophomores that made some really good plays. Aiden Woodis had an interception, and then you had Tristan Gibbs, who had a rushing touchdown that came in the second half. Actually, Tristan Gibbs, by the way, sophomore, he played very well in this game. He's not one of the main guys you give the ball to in this rushing attack. It's mainly been Thanda Bensink. You also have Braden Gibbs as well. Tristan can get in there here and there, but Clayton Smith's also had some success too. Clayton Smith had a rushing touchdown tonight. But it's mainly been Bensink for the majority of the season. But as this game went along, they trusted that duo of Bensink and Tristan Gibbs that really helped this rushing attack, able to go up against the Southwestern Frewsburg defense and just run it down their throat. And
you saw on that Gibbs touchdown, it was kind of on an inside handoff that he got it. So it was a little bit caught the defense by surprise for that one. It was just, you know, a very slow, methodical ground and pound attack, especially as they got to the second half. You saw them on that final drive, 7 minutes to go, and they just drove it, about 30, 40 yards, played it slow, and was able to get, enough for first downs really to take out that clock. Just, an unbelievable performance by Chautauqua Lake. Throwing the football, they didn't score, but I thought there were some really timely catches. Carson Fairbank on the pump and go on a 3rd and long deep in their own end early in the second half. You also had Devin Hughes and Asher Olson make some big plays on the bubble screen. Hughes had 59 yards, Asher Olson 4 yards, 44 yards. 4 catches, 44 yards. So, again, no touchdowns, but I thought they made a couple catches, and they were always, timely. They were always on, big third downs or big plays or plays that maybe should have been a loss, but they were able to spin out and make positive gains out of them.
And I think that catch you mentioned with Carson Fairbank, that was a drive with him and Hughes. They made 2 stop-and-go routes, got some plays downfield, and it ended with the Tristan Gibbs 14-yard rushing touchdown. They also got the 2-point conversion. That put them up 14-0. And then later on that game, Clayton Smith, 5-yard rushing touchdown. They got the PAT to go up 21-0 to end the third quarter. And after that, Southwestern Frewsburg had a couple, drives to try to make something, and unfortunately they couldn't do it. Trent Lewis had some plays where, it kind of felt like Josh Allen at times, where he's rolling around the pocket, still staying up on his feet, can't find anyone open, and has to do it himself.
That was right. There was the one play that he was coming. He came all the way to our side of the sideline, looked like he was going down, and then cut all the way to the other side of the field. He had he did the best with what he could. I know 0 points for him, but I wanted to see what his stat line was. Trying to see. He was 9 of 19, 48 yards. He ran for 25 yards. I don't think those stats are quite indicative of what he was doing. Obviously, it was a tough day for him, but he showed he was an athlete, and it was just, kind of the team around him was just kind of struggling and a little bit out of sorts, possibly with Braden Fuller not available in this one.
And the whole offense as a whole, they didn't have 100 yards of total offense.
Yeah.
So give credit to Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton, shutting them down right away, knowing that if you're able to get Lewis down, you're able to make sure that this offense stays stagnant, and that's what happened. throughout this game.
Yeah, 58 total yards, 7 in the second quarter, 6 in the third quarter. That's almost unheard of.
6 in the third quarter.
6 yards in the third quarter.
Well, you're doing a lot of things right if you're Chautauqua Lake. If you're making this high-scoring offense, only getting 6 yards in one quarter. But for that, Francis, Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton, Class C champions. For them, it's something they haven't seen in for a while. But for Ty Harper, it feels like it's just another day at the office. He gets the job done. He gets another section title. And I think this really needs to say something for Harper. What he's been able to do, not only with this program, but also with the program he had at CSP. They won a state championship last year in Class D. They've won a couple of state champions, to be exact, under head coach Ty Harper. First season with Chautauqua Lake. This team also, I want to say clearly, had a really good amount of players from last year's team. But with the help of Harper and another year of these players under this program, they win a section title, and Harper's been a big reason why they're able to get to this point.
Yeah, they had some up-and-coming talent, and I think the Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton team probably would have been a serious playoff team without him, but I think he kind of takes them to the next level. He gets them over the hump to this point now to the Far West Regionals. And, just to, and then shout out to those, the people in that program for buying into a new coach. That's
right.
Not usually easy to do, a new guy coming in. From completely outside the program, not like it was an assistant coming up. Somebody completely outside of the program brought him in and got the players to buy in, got the rest of the coaches to buy in and said, hey, we got something special here. Let's make this happen. And, kudos to that community as well.
Yeah, and now they're going to have a chance to see their team perform once again. They go to the Far West Regionals next week at All High Stadium in Class C. And, Francis, you have it up on your phone. Who could they possibly go up against?
All right, so this game will be Saturday, right? Saturday's the 15th at noon. It's going to be Alexander Pembroke against Letchworth, Warsaw, and Perry, a combined team. So that game is noon at Rush Henrietta. The winner of that game will face Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton. I believe this will be Friday. It could be Friday or Saturday, I forget, at All High Stadium. Of course, that game will be on the NFHS network. So, yeah, that's going to be a fantastic game. And Chautauqua Lake, again, another stage that Coach Ty Harper is very used to. He'll have his team ready for it.
Absolutely. And another team that's been able to be in this spot a bunch of times, Health Sciences. They're going to battle it out in just a little bit to take on McKinley for the Class A championship to round up day one of Section 6 championship football here at Highmark Stadium for the final time. We thank you, everyone, for tuning into this one on the G&G Fitness postgame show. We'll be back for our pregame show of the Class A title game between Health Sciences and McKinley.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness, your goal is our goal.